Hey guys, Mal here. Welcome to the Rust 101 Beginner's Guide. With an influx of new players from the Christmas sales and more on the way with Rust leaving early access, I wanted to put together a guide for people that are new to Rust. Something that'll help you get over that Rust learning curve without the brutal and harsh lessons that usually go along with that. Start up Rust and you'll be greeted by this screen. Feel free to ignore this screen for now and instead click this little play game button here. This is a server browser. As you can see, there are thousands of different servers to choose from. On the left you have the different server types, and on the right you have the servers in that type. Official servers provide the vanilla Rust experience, and they're hosted by Facepunch or by communities that have been around for a very long time, such as Rustified or Rustralasia. Community servers are unofficial servers that are run by people or groups in the community. They can be vanilla, however they can also tweak server settings, which is usually done to make the game easier. Modded servers are also unofficial servers that are run by members of the community. However, they have mods, which in most cases drastically changes the gameplay experience. Official servers are usually monthly unless it specifically says otherwise. Additionally, some servers have limitations, for example solo, duo, trio servers, which means you can only have up to 3 people in your group. Read the server names carefully and click on a server to get more info about it to ensure you're picking a server that suits you. Ultimately, I'd avoid modded servers initially, as picking the wrong one will give you a very skewed experience of Rust. I definitely recommend checking them out, but perhaps later down the track. Now you know the differences between the server types, but just before you decide where to start, there are a few other things we need to quickly cover. Rust servers wipe regularly. Servers will either be weekly, fortnightly, or monthly, and servers usually wipe on Fridays. Servers cannot exceed 1 month because there's a forced wipe on every server, which is usually the first Friday of each month. Once you've figured out which server you want to play on, it's time to connect to it and get started. When you first get in, you'll wake up on a beach, bare ass, junk out, and holding a rock. Now just quickly, you can hold left alt to look around, shift to sprint, and you have unlimited stamina. Now your rock is great, but it's not going to protect you from much. Find a tree and start whacking it with your rock. You'll notice in the bottom right you're getting wood each time you hit it. After you hit it once, you'll see a spray painted X. Hitting those will gather the wood faster. Hit tab to bring up your character screen. On the left is your character, stats, and gear. In the middle you've got your inventory and hotbar. Over to the right is your quick crafting menu, and up the top is a crafting button to take you into the full crafting menu, or you can just hit Q to get in there. You should see some wood in your inventory from hitting the tree. Keep hitting trees until you've got 300 wood, then use the quick craft menu to make a spear. Congratulations, you've just crafted your first Rust item, and you can now defend yourself slightly better. Okay, so next you need to learn about the basic resources in Rust. Currently there are 2 things you want to start farming, wood and stone. You already know how to get wood, so let's take a look at stone. This is a stone node, hit it with your rock. Instead of spray painted X's like with the trees, these nodes have a sparkle that will gather it faster. You can also find little bits of wood and stone like this, which can be picked up off the ground. Once you have some wood and stone, jump into your crafting menu and make a stone pickaxe and a stone hatchet. These primitive tools are going to make farming a hell of a lot easier. Now keep farming wood and stone, and while you run around farming, it's worth keeping an eye out for these plants. This is cloth, and you are going to need it for a lot of things. So now you're farming to build your first base. How much you want to farm is up to you. I'd suggest a few thousand wood and 3,000 or 4,000 stone. Keep in mind that at any moment you might run into another player, and if they kill you, then you have lost everything. So don't go too crazy with the farming yet, especially if you're on a busy server or if the server has recently wiped. While you are farming, craft a building plan, hammer, wooden door, and key lock. They all just cost a bit of wood, and you are going to need them to build your base. Also, keep an eye out for somewhere you would like to build. Once you're happy with the wood and stone you have farmed, find a place to build because it's time to build your first base. Open your inventory. If it's not already there, move your building plan to the hotbar. If you hold right click, it will bring an option wheel up that has all the various building pieces you can place. Take some time to get used to the options in here, as you are going to be using this a fair bit. Now we're going to start small with a 1x2 and an airlock. Build 2 foundations and a triangle foundation. You can attach the triangle foundation wherever you like, just make sure the two square foundations are together. Next, build your walls. Now here is where a lot of new players go wrong. There is a back and front to walls. The back of a wall is weaker and much easier to break than the front. You can tell which is which by going by the looks. The back has wooden beams running across it, whereas the front is more smooth. The same goes for doorways, which we will do next. If you place a wall the wrong way around, you can get your hammer out, hold right click, and rotate it. Keep in mind that you can only rotate them for a short while after building or upgrading them, so make sure you have your walls the right way sooner rather than later. Wall up your base, but leave the left side of the triangle open. Once you have done that, swap over to doorways on your building plan and put one on the left side of the triangle and one where the triangle connects to the square foundation like this. Lastly, swap over to the ceiling and triangle ceiling and put a roof on your base like this. You now have the floor plan for your base laid out. However, as it currently stands, it is still very easy to break in, seeming as the twig is very weak and you haven't put your door on. Get your door out and put it on the outer doorway. You can change whether the door opens inwards or outwards by moving to the left or right. You want the door to open inwards, and we will cover why in a second. Now put the key lock on the door, hold E and lock the goddamn door. Do not create a key, not even for your friends. If your friend dies out in the wild to a player, the key can be taken and folks can walk straight into your base. Now get your hammer out and start upgrading your base to stone. Hold right click with the hammer while you're looking at what you want to upgrade like this. You want to upgrade everything to stone, but if you run out of stone, then wood will do for now. That being said, if you do have to use wood, make sure you farm more stone and upgrade the wooden parts as soon as we're done here. So now your base is far more secure. Press Q, craft a tool cupboard, and put it down in the corner. Now authorize on the cupboard. You'll notice that in the bottom right, there is a red notification that says your base is decaying. This is because you need the resources in it to maintain your base. Open it up and it will show you what you need to maintain your base, which at this point will be wood and stone. Put your wood and stone in there and it will show you how long it will last. Without the proper materials in the cupboard, the wood, stone, or metal walls will slowly lose health, and an empty cupboard means your base will disappear within a few hours. Make sure that you keep your cupboard stocked and happy, otherwise you'll log back in and not have a base. Now, craft another key lock. This one is going to be for the cupboard, so that in the event that someone gets in your base, they can't authorize on your cupboard or open it and steal resources without destroying it. Lastly, you want to craft a sleeping bag and put it down somewhere in your base. Sleeping bags are spawn points, so if you want to be able to spawn in your base when you die, then you need one down. If you run out of mats while doing any of this, you can run out and get more, but ideally you want to get all of this done ASAP to make sure you are secure. Now you are ready to get out there and get involved. But before we finish, remember how we made that door open inwards? Let's take a look at that. When you open your door, notice it opens into your second doorway, blocking anyone from getting through that doorway. That means if anyone is hiding outside your door ready to kill you the second you open it, they at least can't get inside your base. Ideally, you will eventually add a second door, which will close before opening the front door, but in the meantime, this will work to keep your base safe from door campers. My last piece of advice is to be very wary of trusting anyone that you come across, and bring your loot back often if you don't want to lose it. Now get out there and explore the world of Rust. If you enjoyed this video or it helped you, please leave a thumbs up and a comment so I know, and I will continue to make this series and teach you more about Rust. Also, if you don't want to miss my content, subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.